All right, guys. So Airbnb aftermarket close up pretty nicely from 132 close. It's trading aftermarket close at 140. The big news is they are joining S&P 500. Blackstone and Airbnb, that was the headline, set to join S&P 500. And funny thing is, it was a while ago, but it's not too far away. I did post in a poll saying that, hey, when do you guys think Airbnb is about to join S&P 500? And it was it was February 1st 2022. If we take a look at this poll, 168 of you, and it's public, but it's on YouTube, it's not on my Twitter or anything like that. Almost 168 people, 35% of you said never. 20% said eventually it'll be there. Only 18% said 2023. 18% said 2024. 10% believed that it would be 2022. So here we are. What to watch from here for Airbnb? It's been a while since I haven't covered this name, but if you take a look at, let's take a look at the yearly chart of the Airbnb. So it has been public for about 4 years. Okay, in the middle of 2020, it went public, and that year performed pretty flat. Next year, 2021, slightly up. 2022, pretty much slammed very hard. And now at this level, I don't know if you think this company worth 84 billion right now or 85 billion, whatever, if it's worth this much or not. They are pretty much about to turn and start making decent money, because they are not like typical hotels, right? So, but in this video, I don't want to talk about that. I just wanted to mention, but I just want to take a look at the charts and see, well, can it push higher from here? Does it worth more than that? Can it be, basically, can Airbnb become a quarter of a trillion, or maybe even $500 billion company? Can it go up another 5 times from here? So if it's 85 billion right now, that's the question. In the next 5-10 years, maybe can it become a $1 trillion stock due to all that inflation, prices, dollar buying power, and all that stuff? Where do you see this stock in 10 years? You can comment that below, but let's take a look at the daily chart first. I will bring up moving averages. If you take a look at this basically chart, very recent highs were 155. Another thing I just want to quickly mention here is 155 before earnings, and stock sold off pretty big actually. It did drop about 20%. And I want to show you another thing here. So there's another flip side of the coin. Just because they joined S&P 500, it doesn't mean, it can go up because a lot of ETFs who track S&P 500 mutual funds, they will be forced to buy. They will be basically having this in the basket. But the thing is, very recently, if you take a look at the board, okay, director, CEO, SFO, all these guys, literally in August, they were dumping the stock at basically at these levels, 150, 149, 138, 125, 126, 130. That's where they were selling. I don't know the reason why, and I want to see after they join S&P 500, I want to see if there's going to be any SEC filings. I can see September 1st, literally, who is Chief Strategy Officer, August 30th, he sold 40,000 shares for $5 million. And then at the same time, that news came out. So I want to see if more of their basically insiders start dumping the stock after joining S&P 500. So that's something I would be watching, because you can see they have, ever since they went public, they have been cashing out, and they have been cashing out pretty big. This director right here alone, if you take a look at it, February of this year, or 2021, I believe, or 2022, they sold right here alone $300 million worth of stock. That's a lot. So you can just go through yourself, and they were selling relentlessly. So that's another thing I don't like right here. But right here, right now, from chart's perspective, if you take a look at this chart, I'm watching basically as a resistance these highs. So can it push after getting back above 135? This is the 50-day moving average, uptrending. 100-day moving average, purple line, uptrending. 200-day moving average, uptrending. And well, this year's high is basically 155. So that's the resistance I would be watching from here now. And also, I want to give a couple examples that were not the best thing to follow, actually. Let's say, okay, let's go to Match Group. So Tinder, Match Group, they own, that's their popular app, right? They joined S&P 500 right here somewhere when they were worth, I'm not gonna recall, but it was somewhere here, 130, 140, somewhere here. But if you remember that, look what happened. Stock is at $46 right now, and it's still in S&P 500. But I remember this very vividly. Another stock I remember that joined S&P 500 and ever since hasn't seen any highs, and maybe it's down even 90%. It's Penn National, Penn Entertainment. They joined S&P 500. I remember the exact same time. March of 12th, 2021, stock gaps up 142. Ever since, it has been dumping. If you take a look at, let's measure how much is it down right now. Penn National is $24 stock. Stock is down 82%. So the fact that they're joining S&P 500 is not really big of a deal, but what matters is how business will perform. At the end of the day, to me, it's basically a cyclical stock, right? If people start cutting their spending, I mean, they will get hit. If real estate becomes more expensive, rates go higher, I mean, it should affect Airbnb. But I don't want to hype it, but at the same time, well, I saw it coming that it would eventually join because I like it better than hotels, basically. It's, to me, tax slash stock. So that's what I'm watching basically for Airbnb. And if it starts sliding from here, and if you see insiders selling, well, maybe you might want to take a shot at a lower rates if you want to accumulate this name. Right here, right now, I wouldn't pay this. I mean, I don't manage any portfolio, and I don't own this stock. I don't own any options. But if I happen to trade it to the long side, I wouldn't be long here just because of that news. So that's the point. I don't want to make it too long, but that's the video for Airbnb. Have a good one. See you in the next video.